last time we're on here, we sewed the top to the other panels. Today is the last thing going, is the binding. Now, I've done binding the normal way, but because I've got a fair amount of these strips that I press in half, and they're 2 inches wide. I've got quite a few of those, so I thought, to use them up, I'm going to cut them down to 1.5 inches all the way across, sew them together, cut some more off if I need more binding, and then this yellowy material, ivory material, I'm going to cut a 1 3/4 width all the way down, and I'm going to have a go at doing like a flange type thing on it. So that'll use them up, but to work out from what I normally think about, to work out your binding, you've got to basically think of your total circumference. This quilt is working out at about 76 by about 51 inches. So I'm going to need quite a bit. That's 254 inches. And I want to allow myself quite a bit of wiggle room. Add another 12 inches to that. 254 is 266 inches. That's a lot. So I am going to cut out enough of the grey and the ivory, and then I'll come back to you when I've done that. Little tip for you. Here I've got some quite big bits of material shooting, as you can see. Oh, let me move this. As you can see, there's quite a bit of it. And this is what I'm using for the strips. So once I've ironed some of it, and I'm going to cut the strips, I place these little clips along it. I've got a few of them, buy from any office supplies department, and getting dark in here, how's that? And I just put them along the edge to hold them together down to where I've ironed. Then I cut off the strips I need and I put them on here, and because these fold in on themselves, it means it holds it just right there, so that if I'm doing another project and I want a few strips of ivory, then it's all ready. I don't have to need to cut a nice new sharp edge because it's all ready for me, and I've ironed down from a bit so I can get 1 or 2 smaller strips out of it. If I need more than that, then I'll leave them in place and just smooth this out, iron this lot, and then I can carry on from the cut edge. If on the other hand I'm making a quilt and it needs backing and I want to back it in the ivory, I've still got the whole piece together, and I haven't been, you know, chopping bits off it all the time to level it up and straighten it up. It needs a bit of neaten out, but that'll get done another time. At the moment I'm just focusing on these strips. What I've done, because this grey is also shooting, it's the same width as that one, And obviously I'm going to need more than just one length, so they'll have to be joined together. And I don't want the seams of the grey and the seams of joining the ivory together to be in the same place, so I can stagger it with having these shorter bits. That's another long one. Yeah, with having these shorter bits that I cut down because they were what I used to join the pieces together, I can do that. So I think I've shown you this before. You might see it better on the ivory though. What you do is you get the two colours that you're using. In my case it's grey and ivory. You cut out your strips 1 3/4 inches of the bit that you want as like the flange, and 1 1/2 inches wide of the other. And you can see the difference in size. Join them all together. The whites, join the whites, because you will need exactly the same amount of white as grey, or you know, both colours anyway. So you join them together. I think I've shown you this before. You just join them together and you go from one corner to the other and then fold them out, and there'll be a long strip that you can use. And then once you've got really long, 2 long bits, then you sew them together with a 1/4 inch seam all the way along. So I'll do that now. I'll join them all together and then I'll join these 2 pieces together. And I'll get back to you when I've done that. I have sewn the grey together in a great big long strip. Same with the ivory. And then I have sewn them together, 1/4 inch seam allowance all the way down, and then I have ironed them in half all the way down so that the raw edges meet. And you'll see there's just that little bit of piping there. Now, one thing I did notice when I was doing these, the chair legs were rolling over it. Mason at one point tried to run off with one end of it. I was standing on it and everything. So I grabbed a couple of loo roll holders, bent one slightly, fit it inside the other one to make it a bit more sturdy, and then I've just wrapped it round because it's too much to actually hold, so it makes it very easy for me to hold now. Now on the reverse side, the back side, we want to leave a nice long bit that we can piece it together once we get all the way around. So basically I'm going to leave a dirty great big long bit there. Now the colour that you're using for the flange bit, the little bit there, you want the reverse side of your quilt so that you can see it, and then when you turn it over you'll only see the little bit, but it'll become clear to you in a minute. Where are my pens there? So as I say, we're leaving a dirty great big long tail and just pin it for a bit. You don't have to pin it all the way around to start off with, because you'll end up sticking the pins in you and it'll hurt. But you will sew with a 1/4 inch seam allowance all the way down until you get to the corner. Now, I've shown you how to do mitered corners before, and if you're unsure, go back. Have I shown mitered corners before? I'm not sure. I'm not sure on that one. So what I'll do is talk it through a mitered corner. Is basically stitch all the way down to the corner. No. Oh yes, I did. I think I did anyway. But this is just the quilt. I will do placemats or something with and show you more in detail mitered corners. So I'm going to stitch this on. When I get to the corner, I'll stop, fold up, fold down again, and that will create a mitered corner there for me. But I'll show you once I've sewn it all on. I've now sewn the binding all the way around, and I've done my corners as I showed you earlier, and I will actually go through it again. And I've left, as you can see, a big gap so I can join them to it. Now, there are several ways that you can do this to find out where they're going to meet. You can fold it like that, but we want to join them diagonally on a bias, and then it'll just look like you added some more material then, and it won't look like you've joined it. And if you join it straight like that, you're going to have all the material in one place, which your sewing machine is not going to like. So what I do is find out exactly, and I aren't sitting in the right place, so I haven't got the tape measure. It's here. Find out exactly how wide your border is, and that is 2 3/4 inches. So basically I need an overlap of 2 3/4 inches. So let's get me there. I know you won't be able to pick this up on the camera because it's for my view, but there is 2 3/4 inches. So I'll get my little disappearing ink pen thing, and I'm just going to mark 2 3/4 inches on that one so I know where it is. And let's put it on the other side as well. Now you can actually cut it off at this point. What I'm going to do here on the side of caution this time, because I've not done a big size quilt before, is lay the other piece, the other long piece, on top of that and put the mark there. Unfold it and mark there. So I've got a mark there and a mark on that one. Now we want right sides together. Possibly should do it the other way around, I've got more material. There's the right side. Bring this up to the right side and lay them across one another. Now before you take this to the sewing machine, you can mark a diagonal line, or what I tend to do is I pin it to where I'm going to do it. Where I'm going to sew it, just so I know that, oh yeah, that's the right way, or oops, no, it's the wrong way. So that's roughly where I would be sewing diagonally. And if it's the right way, done the right way, it will lie down. And I know that's now right. So I'm going about it the right way. So you can now take it to the sewing machine, sew across there, trim it down, lay it flat and just sew that down. And what I'll do while I'm at the sewing machine is, let me get this part to show you. Once I finish that bit on the binding, I shall stay at the sewing machine and turn it that way around. So this is now the right side of your quilt. You turn the binding over, you put it on there, and you basically sew in the ditch between your two colours that you've used for your binding. You sew in between them all the way around. When you get to your corners, because you've mitered them at the back, and I will go through that in another episode, they will lie down exactly so you can mitre the front. So that's how your front corners should go. So I'll do them now and bring it back and show you the finished article. And the quilt is finished. I will lay it out on the bed. I think I've laid it out on the bed, but I'll lay it out on the bed so you can actually see what it looks like in full. That's how wide it is, which is, you can see more or less my full stretch, and this is how long it is, which is way more than my full stretch. So it's now done, and I am really pleased with this binding. I don't know if you'll catch that corner there. It really works out well. I've done before, and I've done the mitered corners before, but they've never worked out this well. So basically what I think is, every time you sew, whether if you only spend an hour sewing, you are an hour better than you were before, and that is fantastic. And to show you that it wasn't a fluke, there's another one not so good, and there's another very good one, and the fourth corner is very good. So 3 very good and 1 acceptable is absolutely fantastic. And to sew it down, to sew the binding down, because you saw me sewing it to the back, and I folded it over, and where this ivory colour little teeny strip is, I sewed in the ditch between that and the grey. And it's not fully gone in the ditch, but because of the cotton colour that I used, you can't really see it unless you get up very close, and it just looks like a very, very thin line of sewing. And on the back of it, it just looks like I quilted a line down it. So I am more than happy with this quilt, and I will be making more quilts. As I've told you, I intend on making a Bargello quilt later this year for my daughter. But I think I've had enough of quilting for a bit. So I'll move on to something else. But you never know with me. But thanks again for watching. Any ideas of anything you'd like to see me make, sewing wise, then drop me a comment. Any ideas you're not sure of how to make yourself, drop me a comment. If I don't know, if I know it, I'll show straight away, more or less anyway. And if I don't exactly know how to do it, then I'll show you my working out of how I will go about it, and basically see if that works out. Yeah, okay then. Thank you. Bye.